Bias in ML and AI is just like bias in the real world, right? It's systemic prejudice introduced by erroneous assumptions or inputs. It is often introduced by multiple means. One, people. How are we designing, creating, leveraging, using, building models and algorithms? When we talk about hiring great talent and we talk about training people to do ML and AI, is just as equally as important to get very diverse people working in this space, because they are going to bring different vantage points and different ways to approach it. Second, the data. People think about monitoring bias once a model is in production. You should begin monitoring bias or trying to detect bias pre-training, training, build and train, deploying, and then post-deployment. Organizations should think about bias at the organization level, the operational level, and the technology level. It is not a point-in-time thing. It is an evolution that begins at the very initiation of the life cycle in the ideation phase and continues throughout. You have to have metrics to detect it. As I shared, there's several types of bias. Selection bias, when you talk about the data you use, data, and not all data created equal, data can be of good quality, but did you select data that is under or overrepresented? Does it under or overrepresent a certain population? Oftentimes, training models on data that predict a target or interpret features that are based on gender, race, religion affiliation, socioeconomic status, all of those personal attributes about a customer is nothing but failure from the beginning. And having a continuous focus 24/7 on this in an automated fashion and human intervention is going to be the way you mitigate introducing unnecessary and unwanted bias into ML and AI.